Hello, it's Kristen from the Together Act. Happy August. So in my last video, I mentioned that I was taking July off, that I would not be posting or making videos or writing on my blog during the month of July. And the reason for that was I really wanted to see if I took some time to explore it, how possible it would be to bring the feeling of vacation into my regular everyday home life. So that was the task at hand for July. In addition, I had planned to use some time to kind of get my own act together with regard to some areas where we were slipping with our organization and our KonMari tidying. So I haven't gotten to that, to be very honest with you. The bringing vacation home kind of grew as the month went on, and I really didn't have time to revisit the KonMari situation. That is going to happen sometime this month. My kids are thrilled. And actually, the more I think about it, the less we really have to do. I was thinking it was going to be a bigger, more daunting task, but it's really just tweaking some things that we have gotten a little lax in. So that's separate. KonMari we're going to deal with at some point this month, and I will fill you in. Paper is the category to be aware of. That's the one I struggle with the most, and I'm determined to get ahead of it. But the idea of bringing vacation home really intrigued me. I had been on vacation in July with my family and came back with the same feeling of, why can't I feel more like that in my own life? I understand that I don't have a beach outside my back door, and that I still have a job and tasks to do and a family to take care of, but some of the fundamental feelings and principles of vacation life I wanted to feel at home. So I would love to report that within the last 31 days, I have completely figured it out and that I am living a vacation lifestyle in my own home. But that is not accurate. The reality is that I have made some headway, and I've really, most importantly, learned the areas that I need to work on, where I really feel like if I made some changes, I could see some big differences, and it could feel more like a getaway in my daily existence. So in pondering all of this over the last month, I found that it really came down to two very fundamental ideas. And unfortunately, these are two fundamental ideas that I believe all of you are aware of. I have not found anything, crazy, exotic, unusual, and undiscovered. Instead, I have realized that there are two main principles that make vacation feel different than home life, for me anyway, and I would imagine that maybe it's true for you also. So the first one is as simple as being present. On vacation, I feel like I am much more present. I am with the people I'm with, and I am tuned into what we're doing. I am really interested in and curious about my surroundings, because usually they are very different than my home surroundings. And so there's a sense of wonder and anticipation and just paying attention that I sometimes lose sight of in my home life. So being present is something that I've known for ages that I need to work on more in my day-to-day existence. But I really came away with thinking, okay, that's a big part of why vacation feels different, because I am truly present. I'm not paying the bills, and I'm not trying to clean the house, and I'm not usually doing much grocery shopping or many other errands or phone calls or the daily tasks that get me kind of bogged down at home. And so I am really going to look at this as an opportunity to focus on being more present. I read a quote a little while ago that kind of bonked me on the head pretty hard, and I will share it with you now. It is by Alan Watts, and the quote says, "Stop measuring days by degree of productivity and start experiencing them by degree of presence." So if you're like me, the list is long every day, and at the end of the day, I really judge how well the day went by how much I got done. And I am really starting to realize that that's not the way to live. That the idea of trying to get everything on a big long list finished is not the way to find happiness, and certainly not the way to bring vacation home, because on vacation my list is kind of non-existent. There has to be a happy medium. So I have really started to pay attention to that quote. I really try to get to the end of the day and be mindful of how present I've been able to stay during the day. and when I'm lost off in some crazy tangent of thought, how quickly I can recover and come back to the present moment. And I'm trying to let go of the list, and sometimes I still have a bunch of things to finish that aren't finished, and I feel bad about the fact that I didn't finish them. But for the most part, I'm trying to be more present and be realistic about what's on my list and be thankful for what I have actually accomplished. That leads me to the second principle of why vacation feels so much different, and that is gratitude. I think when I'm on vacation, I know when I'm on vacation, I am very grateful for the opportunity to be away somewhere different with my family. Usually the location is more exotic and luxurious than my regular life. And so I am really deeply grateful for that experience and for being able to have that experience. I am thankful for the people who are with me because they're the people I choose to spend my limited vacation time with. And so again, not earth-shattering, not something we don't already know, but really interesting to kind of spend a month looking at what feels different and come away with the fact that when I'm grateful, my life feels more like a vacation because I am truly so thankful for what surrounds me and what I get to do on a daily basis and who I get to do it with. So I'm going to continue to really try to keep both of those principles, being present and being grateful, in my everyday life, and see if those two tweaks can bring a little more of that vacation vibe into my busy days. I am also going to spend some more time on this vacation project. There are some different categories like relationships and meals and beauty and wardrobe that I feel are very different on vacation, as I mentioned in my last blog post. And so I'm going to continue to kind of dissect those and really figure out what I can simplify that would make my life feel more relaxed and more peaceful and more like a vacation. In addition, all of the things that I am learning as I go through this process, I plan to share here because I feel like we can't possibly benefit enough from hearing each other's stories and learning what works for other people. I think it goes a long way to have somebody else do the legwork and kind of share, okay, this really worked, this really didn't. Give this a try if you're struggling with the same things. So I promise to continue to share it here. I have a couple things in the works. I'm going to be offering some online courses. I have been asked to do this a few times over the last couple of years and have always shied away from it, but I am ready to give it a shot. I'll be sure to announce what's happening next as soon as it's ready. It's not ready yet, but when it is, I will promise to share it here. And I will also be posting on my blog and here on YouTube. And not all my blog posts have a video. And so if they don't have a video and you're only signed up for YouTube, you won't see the blog post. So if you'd like to see the blog post, just go below and click the link to sign up for the weekly update. And that way you won't miss anything. If there are areas under the umbrella of getting your act together that you would like me to address here or on the blog, please just jot them below in the comments. I will, if they're quick questions, I'm happy to answer them right in the comments. But if they're things that really deserve or need more of a complete answer, I am happy to turn that into a blog post or into a YouTube video or both. So please don't hesitate to ask, because as I said earlier, I think it's a huge benefit to have this online community that allows us to get a glimpse of what works for other people and really learn from that and kind of not have to do all the work ourselves. So I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And mostly, I just really appreciate your being here. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging with me on this journey. I promise to continue sharing what I learn, and I hope you have an awesome August.